Welcome to Theory of Conspiracy. A couple of northern lads from the UK discuss plots, cover-ups, and the unexplainable. If you would like to support the podcast, please talk about this with your friends or give us a review on iTunes. You can comment or contribute at TheoConPod, that's at TheoConPod, or check the link in the podcast description.
Hi TheoCons, welcome to a bonus podcast. I have got some fun stuff coming up, but before I get to that, I just wanted to go through a few important updates. So I'll start with the bad news. First of all, we're reducing our paid hosting for the podcast. That means that we're going to exceed our space limit. So all older episodes are being replaced with a short message from myself telling listeners that you can get the episode over on our YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and you type in TheoConPod and do a search, that's TheoConPod, you should find us quite easily. As always, I'm going to put the link to the YouTube channel in the show notes, so you can check that out and hit subscribe on the YouTube channel. That way you're not going to lose it. And you'll also get updates for when new episodes come out, because I release podcast episodes at the same time onto YouTube as I do onto the podcast platforms. The second bit of bad news is we've stopped doing our Twitch streaming. So we've mentioned that a lot in the past on the podcast. I'd like to really thank our regulars, Mr. Paris, Commander Kremen, Bobby Shafter, Kay Devlin. We were pretty much guaranteed to get 3 or all 4 of them on each episode that we did. You can actually watch some of these live streams that never actually made it into the podcast land. Again, they're over on our YouTube channel, so go and check that out. Another bit of bad news to cover was our last episode. It was a really good episode to record. I think it was a really good conversation. But what knocked us for 6 is when we posted this to YouTube, there must have been some keywords in there or something, and YouTube basically just took it down straight away. Because we'd had recent violations, it meant we couldn't post anything for 3 months. That hit us quite badly and put a bit of a downer on things. That's not the reason why we've waited ages to put a new podcast out. Myself and Carlos actually recorded one about a month ago, but it just wasn't very upbeat. Again, we filled it full of updates like this, and we had a bit of a chat, and then we had a quick fire round and covered 3 conspiracy theories. I've still got the recording of that. I may put that out as a bonus podcast or something eventually. We just didn't feel like we had our usual banter. I don't know if it was the winter blues or anything. Talking of the winter blues, this time of year, it's just a bit crazy for me personally. Work's got busier and busier. At least I'm in a job. As you know, I was out of a job for a bit this year. You've got Christmas parties, family gatherings, which means I've not really had a lot of time for any sort of editing. The recording of a podcast is never an issue. Carlos wants to do nothing but talk. I always like to do a bit of research so I know what I'm going into. I never know what Carlos is going to throw at me. But the editing of a podcast, you would think is quite relatively straightforward, and it is, but it just takes a long time, especially when we're also adding graphics and pictures to it and uploading it to YouTube. I'm really struggling to find the time to get this editing done. I guess if I'm being honest, I am lacking a little bit of motivation to get it done. I know we've had a couple of people reach out via our social media channels and ask us when the next episode's coming and if we're still recording. And our answer has been, yeah, there's something going to be in the pipeline. And that does sort of motivate me, because I don't want to leave people hanging, especially if people are wanting more. What would definitely motivate me is to see a surge of subscriptions on YouTube. We want to drive our YouTube channel. At the moment, we've got less than 100 subscribers. If we can get up to 1,000 subscribers, which is our target, that should take the YouTube channel off, and it should just pick up from there, especially once we start adding these new videos early next year. We still want to put the podcasts out, and we want to put that content into YouTube. Over on YouTube, though, I've already mentioned there's some bonus material, stuff that if you only consume the podcast, you won't have seen or heard from myself or Carlos. There's a couple of funny videos. Myself and Carlos have been talking for over 12 months of a series of videos that we want to do. I don't think these would work well as podcasts because they're going to be quite visual. And we've sort of done all the groundwork for it. We literally just need to get out there with cameras and record it. Again, we're heading into more lockdown territory, unfortunately, as is everyone else, but it's going to happen sooner or later. So, again, if you head over to YouTube and subscribe, when those videos come out, you'll see them. You'll be the first to see them. And we're hoping that's what's going to kick the YouTube channel off. That hopefully will drive revenue that allows us to scale back up our podcast hosting. There you go. I'm starting to waffle. If anybody has any sort of audio editing experience and fancies getting involved with the podcast, you can get full credits on the podcast. Please get in touch. Oh, we also ran a t-shirt competition for season 2. I'll try and dig out the audio for this, so you can hear us. Basically, I asked the Amazon lady. I don't want to say her name because she'll start speaking over my shoulder. But I asked the Amazon lady to give me a random number, and then I had a list of 1 to however many it was of all the people that had entered the competition on our Facebook group. If I can rescue this audio, I'll play it right now. But if I don't, the winner was Matt. So been in contact. There's a t-shirt on the way. So I've got another bonus for you. I started another podcast earlier this year. It's just me, so sorry to disappoint the Carlos fans. It's basically me just doing film reviews. I come out of a lot of films and I'm usually angry about something they've done. Normally it's where the director doesn't give the audience enough credit and dumbs it down, or the film is just ridiculous. This was a podcast idea I've always wanted to do, even before myself, Carlos, and Nick doing Theory of Conspiracy. And when I watched Fast and Furious 9 earlier in the year, it made me so angry. I just had to put a podcast out. I think the longest episode is 5 or 6 minutes, so they're really short. I put the film title in the title of every podcast so you know which film I'm reviewing. I will put no spoilers in the title if I don't put any spoilers. But if I have to talk in depth about it to get my point across of what's made me angry, like Fast and Furious 9, for example, uh, obviously I'm going to talk about certain spoilers. So the podcast is called Film and Furious. So feel free to go and check that out. I'll put the link in the show notes for that one on this bonus episode only. I do give credit on that show to this show, so I'm throwing the favor back. And lastly, if you want to check out my personal YouTube channel, something other than conspiracy theories, it's got a lot of random stuff on there, from unboxing to parody videos to just anything. It's Abductee75. That's ABDUCTEE75. If you search that on YouTube, you'll find my personal channel. If you like it, subscribe to that one as well. That'll be great. So that's it from me. Sorry about that waffle. I did promise some fun stuff. So I'm sure you're aware that we started putting bloopers at the start of the episodes rather than at the end of the episodes like we did with season 1. Here's a collection in episode order of all the bloopers from season 2, just all jam-packed together. Carlos unknowingly did his own little jingle, which you'll see repeated throughout each episode. So look out for that. I'm sure that'll make Carlos laugh when he hears that. Oh, before I forget, would love to do, it's the 1st of December as of recording, would love to do a Christmas episode where it's questions from viewers. And if we don't get any questions in by Christmas and record that, we'll do it early in the new year. You can ask us literally anything you like. You can ping us on social media. You can put a comment on one of our YouTube videos. Just type in question for Andy, question for Carlos, question for the Manchester lads, whatever you want, followed by your question. If you don't want your name or read out, just put anon at the end, and we'll do it anonymously. But literally, yeah, you can ask us, what's Carlos' shoe size? What was my favourite film? What film made me the most angry? Or what planet does Carlos come from? Anything like that. Anything you want at all. And we'd love to respond to those. Thanks for listening. If you're still listening, enjoy the bloopers. Hopefully, in the new year, we can go in again, and we'll see where it takes us.
You can get exclusive bonus videos and extra podcast material on our YouTube channel. Check it out.
Okay, I'm gonna get me a drink of water. Oh shit! Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, good. I'm shit myself. I just fucking pulled my earphones out. So Santa's a pimp.
No, he's not a pimp.
No, I'm just reading it. It made me laugh. That's all.
I know. Bobby Shafter and Mr. Paris. So, Bobby, I thought you had just made that up. Cooking Wenceslas last looked out on his cabbage garden, bumped into a Brussels sprout, and said, "I beg your pardon, you can't make that shit up." I've never heard that line. What did we always Cooking Wenceslas last looked out of his kitchen window, silly bugger, he fell out, and he broke his elbow.
I don't remember the song. I remember it, but I can't remember it.
Right, that's definitely going in the bloopers, especially with my singing.
Oh yeah, we could add the bloopers back in. I've missed the bloopers. I went for a piss. I forgot to put myself on mute. I was like, but
Just thought I'd hit the record button, Carlos, because that might make it in the bloopers, that bit.
I did notice that, Andy.
Oh yeah, I thought it was a conspiracy. I thought that was because I thought the FBI would fucking shutting us down and stuff like that.
I'm definitely getting an echo again, you know.
I'm all right. Oh yeah, I got an echo there. I got an echo.
That's gonna annoy me when I'm editing. If I can hear the echo. It's happened to me before.
Okay, here's what I found.
Oh shit, Siri. Go on, that's it.
You'll also notice that Carlos's sound waves are massive, and he always has been. I don't know why. He just booms.
My voice is just so powerful. I'm like Donald Trump. It's just.
I know. Are you banned on Twitter as well then?
No, I'm not banned on Twitter. They won't silence me. They can't silence two gods. But I have got just before we start, I have been getting into a lot of trouble because I'm not saying I'm pro Trump, but I don't like the way all these big tech companies have just shut him down and banned him from all platforms. And
Carlos, I'll say one thing. His one tweet's just got 4 people killed. Is that a good thing?
A fifth one, because but the problem is how many you can say about other tweets where tweets of both sides, because obviously what he's done is he's galvanized.
It's bullshit. It's lying.
Oh, some of it's bullshit, but the thing is, some of it's bullshit. But I think it's something like the way I look at it, if someone's bullshit, you shut them down with intellect, like Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson,
What?
I remember I know before we start, I remember Tom Robinson that he was talking a lot of shite. And one, I can't remember that guy, that rap artist, and Akala, I think he's called Akala or something like that. Instead of saying, "Oh, don't shut up," listen to it, he just completely destroyed him with intellect. And Tommy Robinson looked stupid. So what you do is destroy these people with intellect. That's what I've always thought, destroy them with intellect.
The trouble is, Carlos, Twitter isn't that sort of platform. You're not having a one-to-one
True.
debate with someone. And all the Trump supporters or whoever can just run with what he said and ignore all the other stuff, which is what happens on the internet.
What the world got into when he's the most powerful man in the world and he's got no intellect whatsoever. He's dangerous in every respect.
I agree.
And
I
it's
agree.
lie
But it is.
after lie after lie
I
after
agree. I agree. If they are stamping down, just like YouTube did on like David Icke's video and some other things, if they're stamping down on known bullshit, even if 10% of it is true, even if 50% of it is true, doesn't matter. What they're doing is they're stopping at 50% complete and utter bullshit, and they know it's complete and utter bullshit, and it's the right thing to do because there are too many idiots in the world, especially in America. Sorry, America, but just looking at the pictures of people running. What about that guy that's died? That is tasing
That police
himself in the
officer.
bollocks. No,
Yeah.
no. Some guy, armed to the hilt. There's a picture of him on the internet holding two looks like semi-auto machine gun type things. Has died of a heart attack in these protests because he accidentally tasered himself in the balls. I'm not joking. I am not joking. I'm not joking. I literally saw it this morning.
People like that don't deserve to be alive. You know what I mean?
Anyway, all that stuff's brilliant, and it's going to go in the bloopers, that conversation, I think. In the out.
Matt, this is the bit where Andy and I have these conversations, but sometimes you get a third input, and it makes me and Andy digress into other directions. So it's good. That's why I love speaking to Andy all the time, and love the podcast.
Yeah, Carlos. After our conversations, I just cry. That's not what I wanted to say.
Cry with laughter, or cry with love because you miss me so much.
I think the tears of pain and sorrow. I think we don't sound too alike, do we, Carlos? Are you going to be able? Do you think punters will tell me and Matt?
Oh yeah, you
apart?
sound completely different. Completely. Matt sounds like he's got intellect. You don't. Do. Hello, can you hear me? I'm like an old man. I'm like an old handsome man that needs cuddling. I lost my trail of thought then. Yeah, Andy's working. Just see, for those people thinking, what does Andy do? Andy's a gigolo. That's what he is. He's a gigolo. So business is going through the roof at the moment, Andy.
Well, I do apologise that you can now hear Carlos.
That's the aliens. That's the aliens checking in on us.
No, yeah, he communicates in binary ones and zeros.
More people want to kill me. Is there anyone else want to? I shouldn't say stuff actually.
No.
Do. And I didn't see my shoes. Fucking fell near the toilet. Went and smacked my fucking head on the fucking side of the basin.
You're losing control of your faculties. You're only 55.
He did that 2 weeks ago as well.
Did I?
I know.
Right. It's an occurring thing.
I think.
Go on.
Yeah, I think he's in one of these abusive relationships, and he's just making excuses
With himself.
Gets beaten up every day.
Schizophrenic who's in an abusive relationship with himself. Is that what it is?
Yeah, like Tyler Durden.
Fucking, I've got it all bunched up and I've written it all fucking down.
What, have you written it in ketchup?
Right,
It's all smudged.
No.
Crayon.
Right, 1 second. Right, I'm gonna get it on me. I'm gonna get it on my iPad.
Have you been on Jeremy Kyle, Jay?
No. No. But can I just say that, or you say the polygraph only works if you want to believe in it, and so does this documentary.
Oh, we might have to end it there, Jay.
Do.
Let's do it.
Well,
now,
just
then.
just do it. We're in the flow. We're in the zone, as they say. It's a bit like you walking over to the ocean with a cup and taking a sample. Yeah, definitely no whales live in that ocean. Because I think you need more scientists like me in the scientific department. I think.
I'm gonna have to leave it there.
For a person who's Mr. Sci-Fi, you don't look into it anymore, do you? I think you've had a bad experience with it or something. Do. You can never foresee the future, can you?
Carlos, are you doing star jumps because it's way too clicky at your end, man?
Oh mate, is it?
Sounds like you're unwrapping a Werther's original.
I think it was just my mic must be because I got a hoodie on. Right. Now I've just got a t-shirt. I'm fucking freezing now, you bastards. I'm a tight fuck. I'm not putting heating on. Just put a hoodie on. I'm fine.
Oh,
but yeah,
well, summer's nearly here. Don't break now. You've not had the heating on all winter.
Yeah, Schneider. Phil Schneider. I like the name Phil Schneider.
I got a feeling I could just have dropped off and dial in tomorrow. You two still be chatting.
It's one of those where you start off on the secret bases, and you can literally go from that to another topic, and it just free flows very easily.
naked streaming on Twitch, eh?
Oh yeah.
I don't think you're allowed to do that, Carlos. So stop trying
Can
to
you?
suggest it all the time. Every week you suggest it.
Do.
Oh, 1 second. 1 second. My brother's ringing. Matt, dude, can I call you later? I'm just recording a podcast. All right. Cheers, man. See you later. Bye. Any bloopers or funny bits, they all go at the front of the podcast anyway, so people are going to hear your voice before you've had an intro.
Because I'll be saying all the funny bits.
Possibly. That's normally what happens. That's normally what happens.
Just to be safe, should we just mute his channel the whole way through?
No, just no. We find it best if you just leave it on. Just don't try and mute yourself or self edit yourself.
No,
Just
no.
leave it on.
What Ricky said to me, we should just mute Carlos all the way. That's what he just said.
Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, that could be the future of the podcast. Yeah.
I'm staying at your house tonight, Andy, and I've got my Gaga counter.
Right. Welcome back. What? He's just
Sorry,
about to speak over me. It's all
Straight
right.
in there, first syllable interrupted.
Knowledgeable. I'd question that. It's funny, but you did make someone cry, Carlos. So
I did make someone cry. It's usually when I make girls cry, it's usually Saturday night. Leave me alone. Stop following me.
Put that knife down. So the rhinoceroses are it's hard to say that, isn't it? Rhinoceroses.
cool.
I'm getting now I'm rethinking all the identifying factors about me. I'm I'm from Rochdale, I'm a United fan, I've got a best friend called Scott, people are putting together who I am.
Yeah, you're gonna have Carlos fans literally knocking on your door.
All four of them.
I got released and then I ran out the house. I literally ran out the house in my pajamas kind of thing.
If I find out that Becky Twat killed him.
If I was to wake you up in the morning and I started singing a nice lullaby, you'd wake up. So if I started,
I love it when you do that, Carlos.
Do.
You ready to go, dude?
If you got the computer power to create a universe this complex, then you shouldn't be having software updates or glitches.
Whether that's UFOs in the desert, screwdriver pear flamingo. I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth.
Then a woman says, I was abducted by aliens, and they brought me back a fish finger.
So Bobby says, so Carlos, do you firmly believe we're in a simulation? Yes, he does. And Mr. Paris says, wow, really? I thought this was just a discussion about Mr. Musk's quote. Unfortunately not. Carlos has had some dreams about it. You had to hide from that behind your sofa, didn't you?
And so, yeah, I think dreams, I'm not the biggest dreamer in the world, but when I do dream, I dream big.
Not many bloopers so far, man.
Do.
So are we recording yet? Or are we not?
Yeah, we are recording.
Okay.
One sec.
Carlos is handsome and beautiful. Hey, tell you what, I listened to our simulation podcast. I fucking liked it, It was like, we're actually, for a second then, I actually thought it was two intelligent guys having an intelligent conversation for a second.
Is that our last one?
Yeah, last one, yeah.
Well,
I loved it,
well,
mate.
this one will be back to the norm then, eh? Mr. Paris says, welcome back, guys. Good to have you back. Yes, nice to have you back as well, mate.
Hello, welcome, Mr. Paris. It's been a long time. We're back. Excellent. I'll sit quiet for a second.
You don't have to sit quiet. You can say what you want. It's all good stuff.
I'm naked just in case.
Yeah.
I've got my underpants on, people, but just in case. It's so humid in Manchester at the moment. It's like Hawaii.
So it's a theory that the water So it's a theory. Oh shit. So it's a theory that the water can. So it's a theory that the water Oh my god! Condensation. I can say it.
Because Thomas the Tank Engine come on before. I'm not watching it just in case. Jeremy Clarkson was.
Hold on. You're not watching Thomas the Tank Engine just in case what?
I don't know.
You get hooked. You have to do the whole box set.
Because once you stopped, you can't stop. Once you popped, you can't stop.
Do.
I don't think you guys can hear each other.
I think he's done it purposely so I can't hear him. That's why I got her on the podcast. She thinks like me. That's why I like her.
I am in trouble today then. Carlos, I was hoping you were going to calm down on the swear words with having a lady on the podcast.
True, that's true. Mina swears more than me, I think.
Oh,
I've been in many rooms with Mina. She's like what's that? What's that? Joan Rivers. She's like Joan Rivers. That's what she's like.
I was thinking of Dexter's sister.
It's Deb.
Yeah, Deb. Yeah, Deborah Morgan. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
Mina, by the way, have you got a snoring dog?
I do.
I'm gonna leave that in the podcast because
she's like she makes pig-like noises. It's really weird.
I'm gonna leave that in the podcast just in case any of them come through in the edit.
I'll take 60 million. I'll shut up. Where do I sign?
I think people would be like, "Wow, that's insane," and then they would have to go back to work. And then the people who are have a lot of work to do. A lot.
I've just had my second jab as well.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
So not long left before you start passing away.
You guys are just opposites.
We are totally polar opposites.
Yeah.
Do.
Carlos, has your mind been changed? And if it's not, what are you waiting for? What would convince you? What has to happen before you say, okay, I think I'll get the virus? What are you still scared of about taking it?
The vaccine either.
Sorry, what did I say? The
Freudian
virus.
slip. You said the virus.
Right, let me say it again. Carlos.
No, you can't cut that out. You cannot cut that out.
No, it's already on the floor. It's already on the floor.
He's going to cut that out and make it sound fucking proper.
It's already on the floor. It's already on the floor. It's gone. Right. That'll be in the bloopers.
Yeah, nice.
Right, Carlos.
What will convince you to get the vaccine or to get the virus?
Yeah.
That's it. That's my. What's it? Soundbite. That's my soundbite.
All right.
Yeah.
Carlos, has your mind been changed? And if it hasn't, what has to happen to convince you to get the virus?
The good question.
You said virus again.
Yeah,
oh shit!
That is.
Andy, you're giving away the conspiracy.
You are.
You're giving it away. You don't realize we're going to tell him we're injecting him with the virus.
I love
oh
it.
my god, that is out. Yeah, I've just started a new.
Corey and Andy, you're trying to inject me with the virus. That's what you're trying
vaccine.
to do.
What would Carlos?
Take it from the top.
Carlos, have you changed your? Oh fucking hell, Carlos, has any of this changed your mind? And if it hasn't, what would convince you to get the vaccine?
Or the virus.
It's off the record. Strike it off the record. Strike it off. When I was younger, I used to be like mad into aliens and mad into all that stuff, man. I used to think crop circles were like fascinating. So that was when I was scrolling it today when I was working. I just popped that one on and I enjoyed it.
Carlos, how much does he sound like me? What is my background? I am so alien crazy, and I'm exactly the same. I can't go to the south of England even now without looking for a crop circle, even though I know that someone like Doug and Dave has made it. Yeah, I would still love to get into a real one. I still think they're fascinating.
Oh, 100%.
We are totally polar opposites. Andy's had his 15th vaccine jab. I've had 0. So
I've only had the 2, Carlos. The 2.
Yeah, well, I'll let Andy chat away what he's going to say there, and then I'll address that. But I'm making notes or something, so we'll circle back to it. Unless,
brilliant! I'm glad someone's making notes because I can't keep up.
People are really emotionally invested in either side, and I think doing this is so fair play to you guys for putting it together, because I do think that more kind of amicable conversations have to be had, and I also think people who have concerns should be allowed to voice them in a way that is non-judgmental and have them addressed as well. So commends to you guys for actually doing it.
No, I appreciate it, because obviously Andy spoke highly of you. Obviously Andy was saying he spoke very highly. He says this Corey lad, I said get him on.
You could choose to say it's a conspiracy. It never happened.
It's a conspiracy. It never happened. I get either vaccines or flat Earth. I don't know what I've been. I do not know what I've been.
You've wronged someone in the past, and it's
vaccines vaccines and flat Earth. That's my algorithm at the moment.
Yeah.